I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I don't want you to ride. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. My life has value.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Global Watchman News. My name's Lori Swan. I hope you guys are all doing well. If you're in the live chat, we do have to keep it family friendly. There will be moderators in there to make sure that we stay within the terms of service put forth to us by the platform we're utilizing today. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Take a minute, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, so you know when we go live. So, guys, hi. Hope you guys are all doing well. I apologize for last night. We had a family thing that we were doing, and so we couldn't do our Wednesday night show, but we will finally hopefully get back on track here soon. So the reason why there's a twofold reason why I'm coming live today. First off, a lot of my videos, my early videos from 2014 can be found over on Odyssey. You can find that link in our, let me pull it up for you so you know where it is. You can find it, I got to get out of that one. Okay, hold on a minute. Let's go to YouTube. Here, I'll show you where you can find it here. So if you go to our channel, you'll see up at the top here, it says in 4 more links. If you click on that 4 more links, it'll pull it up, slide down, and you'll see Odyssey. And that'll take you to the Odyssey channel. And that is where a lot of our early videos, my videos from 2014, actually, I don't know how they got there. I've never put them on there. I recently had to petition Odyssey to gain control of the Odyssey channel. Let me show you what the Odyssey channel looks like. There we go. This is our Odyssey their Odyssey channel here. And if you go to content and you slide down, you'll see that there are a lot of our early videos, not even from this channel, from our other channels, from way back. And again, I don't know how any of these got on here. I only gained control of the channel 6 months ago, right here, when I uploaded the RH negative bloodline mystery. So 6 months ago is when I started getting control and started uploading on there. But anyways, long story short, the reason why I'm doing this video today is because my Prince William video from 2014 that is usually in this list of videos, I haven't been able to find it for a few days. So I went back on some Facebook messages with people that I had sent the link to and pulled it up, and I'm going to play it for today. Only to make sure that it's available for you guys. It's here. It's because I did four years of research on it. And that's how I met Dr. Joy Pugh, is through my research. And her and I have been friends since 2014. When I went to her and introduced myself, and, you know, I had independently come to the same conclusion that she had, which, you know, was actually validation for both of us. But anyways, so the last 2 days have been quite interesting with the announcement that King Charles has cancer. Now, they said that it was discovered when he went in to have his enlarged prostate looked at. And they said it is not prostate cancer, which leads us to believe that it would be either bladder, kidney, colon, somewhere in that vicinity to where the prostate, where they would be looking. Okay. And they said that he was going to be starting treatment. 2 nights ago, a helicopter landed at Buckingham Palace and took him. That same day, Harry arrived from the United States. Now, if you don't know what's going on with the royal family, with Harry and Meghan, you've been living under a rock for the last few years, because Harry is now the outcast by his own will, okay, his own free will. But nonetheless, I mean, he's been stripped of his lineage, basically. He's been stripped of a lot of things that come in line with being King Charles's son, William's brother, you know, the spare heir. But anyway, so Harry got on a plane, and immediately, as soon as it was announced publicly, got on a plane, and he landed in the UK the same day that the helicopter came to Buckingham Palace and took Charles. Which leads me and several other people to believe that things are a little bit more dire than they are leading the public to believe. You know, the last time we saw Harry bolt to the palace was, or to, not to the palace, but to the UK, was when his grandmother was passing away. You know, he was late. He didn't make it in time, but nonetheless, it's the last time we saw him bolt to the UK. So it leads us to believe that something more is happening. All right. I'm not going to get into the whole Kate thing, because I haven't really decided if Kate was a red herring, or, you know, was the distraction, or if he's a distraction. I haven't really decided, but we haven't seen Kate in a while. Apparently, and I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and wait until Easter to see her again and make my decision then what was going on. So anyways, I'm going to warn you guys that the video that I'm going to play for you guys, it was one of my first videos I did in 2014. I literally did it on, I can't even remember what it is. They were slides. It was a slideshow. I didn't know how to put any music to it. I didn't know how to do anything like that. So there was no music to play to it, which is okay because that way I can actually talk over it. A lot of other things, that since that time I've come to find, and I've put it underneath the video. And one of those things is, well, actually a couple of those things. First up, let's take a look at this verse. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 4, and it says, "And they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast." Now, a lot of people, have been saying Charles, 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 and I kept saying, Charles is a space. Excuse me, Charles is a space keeper. He was holding the seat until, he had to take the seat because he was alive. He took the seat. I mean, he didn't have to, but you guys know what I mean. Okay, so Charles's coat of arms, you can see here where it's the red dragon. He is the dragon. 2024 is the year of the dragon. So I do believe that we will see this verse. Wow, it's getting windy out there. This verse come to fruition, come to being, relevant. And they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. Well, who's the beast? The beast is William. And I'm going to start the video, play the video real quick. And then we'll take a look at underneath the video with the information that since making the video, I've come to see. Here we go. And again, there's no sound. So we'll just, and I apologize. I had no idea how to make videos back then, literally. I did this through Word slideshow or whatever. All right. So, and we were exposing satanic world government back then. That was our big page. A lot of people think Barack Obama. These are the ones that were in line that people thought. I never thought that would be the Antichrist. Pope Francis is obviously the false prophet. I never believed Charles was the Antichrist. Again, I believed that that he was a placeholder for the Antichrist. So, just let it play for a couple minutes for you guys. And again, I apologize, no sound. So Matthew chapter 14 or 24 said that this is the things that we've seen: the rise of the false prophets, wars and rumors of wars, famines and earthquakes. These are the things that we are seeing today, along with, tribulations, people being persecuted, Christians being persecuted. We're seeing all that. The Bible is being preached throughout the world. It's been, continuing. And we do have the technology for the mark of the beast in place. We've seen that skyrocket in the last just couple of years for that. These are all the things, again, in Matthew chapter 24. So we can assume that this beast will be without a soul. The Jewish Talmud talks about the golem. And, they have to talk about the beast without a soul. So if a person is possessed, that demon can be exorcised. But if there's no soul, The possession cannot be interfered with. I'm going to stop it right here. Dr. Joy and I have talked about this recently, about how, when a person has a soul, that soul will fight back. It is in our nature for our soul to want to return to the Creator. It's in our nature for our soul to want to have that eternal life. So if somebody is possessed and has a soul, that soul will fight back. But if they don't, if they're a golem, if they're an empty vessel, that they don't have that soul to fight back, and the possession can't be interfered with. There's only one entity today that has both the motive and the means to create the beast, and that is the Vatican. And I'm going to tell you why. The Vatican has in possession the burial cloth, the Shroud of Turin. Now, a lot of people will sit there and say, but the shroud isn't real. I interviewed a person a number of years back. I don't have that interview anymore, unfortunately. We lost it with that channel. But I did speak with him, and he was part of a group of people that did, looked at the Shroud of Turin. Now, the shroud was, it was authenticated, okay, in the early 70s, and then de-authenticated. And the reason for the de-authentication, is that a word? I don't know, but it sounds right. So the reason for the de-authentication was because the shroud had been damaged in a fire a number of years ago. And nuns had been assigned to fix this section of the shroud. That section of the shroud is not authentic because it has been fixed. Well, when the Vatican allowed these people to come in and check the authentication of it after it had been authenticated, they only allowed them access to the part that had been repaired. So, of course, when they ran their tests, it didn't pass. So it came back as being disauthenticated. The truth of the matter is, it's authentic. And the Vatican knows this. So the Vatican is in possession of the burial cloth, known as the Shroud of Turin. And in 1978, the Stirrup Committee took DNA samples from the shroud and confirmed that it was male DNA. They not only confirmed that it was male DNA, but they also confirmed that the blood type was AB negative. And that's important. I don't know, I can't remember if I went into it in the video, but it's important because William is AB negative. So cloning the blood would bring the flesh to life, but would this clone have a soul? And Daniel, it talks about the abomination of desolation. And so desolation is the emptiness. Emptiness is soulless. So ask yourself, what greater abomination than for Satan using the flesh of Jesus Christ to walk into the nearly built temple and proclaiming that he's the Messiah? The temple, let's stop it here. The temple, the third temple, doesn't have to be rebuilt. All they need is the altar, which they already have. And I've shown you guys through a video through Round Saturn's I put out a number of years ago when he went to Jerusalem, and he showed us they have the Melchizedek priests already assigned. They have the altar that is built. They have their clothing that has been made. And now we have the red heifers that are available that are coming to age. They will be 3 years old, I believe, this year. If not this year, next year. That's how close we are to the sacrifices being reinstated. When those heifers get to the 3-year period, which, like I said, it's either this year or next. I'm not sure. So Satan tries to counterfeit everything that God has created. So why would he not try to clone Jesus now that cloning is possible? and become the ultimate wolves in sheep clothing. Do you remember a few years, this was like about 2014, when Dolly was cloned? Dolly means gift from God, and coincidentally, the mammal was named Dolly. Dolly lived in Edinburgh, Scotland. You get it? Eden, Burr. And what if I told you that Dolly lived for exactly 6.616 years? Now, since the mark of the beast is 666, it's possible God is telling us that the mark of the beast is a creation without God. If Satan can get mankind to build a vehicle through the cloning, then that image would look like the image on the shroud. And the person walking into the temple claiming to be King David's descendant will have to possess the blood lineage, not only on paper, but through DNA testing. And the person that we're proposing to be the Antichrist not only has the blood lineage on paper, currently has a rare blood type of AB negative, but he also has the lineage. There's one bloodline that, if researched, is least tainted and can be traced back to King David. This bloodline had a woman who was groomed and kept a virgin until she was needed. And yes, that person was Lady Diana Spencer. She had the Merovingian bloodline. The combination of Lady Diana's bloodline and the bloodline of Charles creates the illusion of the perfect lineage. On paper, the child of these two people would place him at the head of the Merovingian dynasty and assert descendancy from Israel's King David, Jesus, and the Islam Mahdi. So they wed in 1981, and she was literally the Holy Grail, the receptor of Christ's blood, embodiment of the divine feminine and the divine womb. Now I'm not watching chat for you guys, so I'm not ignoring you. So she was literally the Holy Grail. So within 2 months of their marriage, they announced their pregnancy, which is interesting because this is something that I didn't put in the video because I found out afterwards. Diana was whisked off to the Vatican right after their marriage. Her, Charles, went to the Vatican, and she was told at that time to not speak about it, to not speak about why they went and what happened there. Well, what happened there is that she was artificially inseminated. And within 2 months of their marriage, she announced their pregnancy. Now, William Arthur was born by cesarean on June 21st, 1982, for no apparent reason. There was no medical reason why William had to be taken by cesarean section, other than the fact of the lining up of the celestial bodies on this day. Now, I don't know if I go into this, but I want to tell you guys, Diana knew what she was carrying and tried to unalive herself 3 times during that pregnancy. One time throwing herself down the stairs. She tried starving herself. She knew what she was carrying. On his birthday, there was 2 events that happened. It was summer solstice and there was a solar eclipse. And he is the Gemini, the twins. Now, let me go back to this one real quick. This one right here. Take a look at the image that I used, the Gemini, the twins, the mirror image of each other. And that's going to come into play because we believe that Jesus was right-handed because he sits at the right hand of the Father. So, we can kind of come to the conclusion that Jesus was probably right-handed. If you were to put William and Jesus in this position, in a mirrored position, William would be left-handed, and William is left-handed. Now, this next part is just, we don't know for sure if he's going to take William V. We don't know. but that's been tossed around as what name he would take when he becomes king. So William was 44 days old when he was baptized. All right. August 4th, 1982, which is the 216th day of the year. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. Again, we don't believe in coincidences here. Everything these people do is by the numbers. It's purposeful. It may look random to you and I, but it's not. William was 3 years, 3 months, and 3 days when he started nursery school. And he was 8 years, 8 months, and 8 days old when he made his first public outing, which was March 1st, 1991. That's when we found out that he was left-handed. We found out he was left-handed that day. Now, even though, like I said, the Bible doesn't tell us that Jesus was right-handed, we know that in heaven, Jesus sits at the right hand of the Father. And we know that if Jesus were to look into the mirror and raise his right hand, the image in the mirror would be raising his left hand. I guess I did put that in there. And from March 1st, 1991, when he was 8 years, 8 months, and 8 days old, to his mother's death, was 6 years, 6 months, and 6 days. He was exactly 5,555.55 days old. Go back to that. It was a little fast. And 5 is the number of death. Now, and Joy and I have talked about this, during the interview with Jane Pauley, Princess Diana was quoted as saying that she had always felt that she had been used as a birthing chamber. She always said that. That's why she never called him William. He was always Wills. Was she the birthing chamber for the Antichrist? Here we go. So Diane means divine, Charles means man, and William means the protector of the kingdom. So William is the son of man and the divine protector of the kingdom. And here we have him, we show him with holding the Lamb of God, mocking. And June 3rd, when he was 9, he received a skull-crushing injury from a 7-iron. And here's the actual picture of the news article. And during an interview, he did say that sometimes the scar on his forehead glows. And if you look, again, okay, so we're not saying the scar is current as the head wound from Revelation. We're just pointing out the fact, okay? But it also lines up with the Muslims, because they teach that the Mahdi, or their savior, has a luminous glowing star on the forehead. So let's see what chapter 7 of Daniel talks about the characteristics. I'm just going to let this play for a moment. I'm going to check on chat. Hi, chat. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Oh, sorry, I'm taking off my jacket. I'm hot. I got my heat up today. I need to turn my heat down. Okay, so what if all those signs from Daniel that we were looking for every day? Now, here is William's coat of arms. But what we need to look at right here is Charles's. If you look at Charles down here on the right-hand side, it's the great red dragon. And again, I'm going to put this up on the screen from earlier. And they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. So Charles is the dragon, and William would be the beast. And if you look at the coat of arms, it's everything described in the book of Daniel. That's why when people, come and they say Trump's the Antichrist or Obama's the Antichrist, no, you have to look at the lineage. The book of Daniel tells us exactly what to look for. Now, do I believe that they're part of the beast system? Absolutely. Will they play a part in it? Absolutely. But they are just pawns. Let you look at that for a couple. Okay, here you see. the 4 crowns, the mouth of the lion, 10 lions, the body of the leopard, feet of the bear, red dragon on the right-hand side. The beast I saw resembled a leopard, but had the feet of a bear and the mouth of a lion. The dragon gave the beast its power and its throne and great authority. Here's the badge of whales, translated into the dragon should go forward. The dragon will go forward, absolutely it will, because the dragon will give power unto the beast. This guy right here. He was awarded his wings on the same day the longest eclipse of the millennium was recorded. Take a look at his badge there. Now, once William takes the throne, he will take control of religious, political, and other ties, and he'll be the priest, he'll be the prophet to the world's major and minor religions. He takes, the throne, the lead of the Church of England, but he takes control of other ones as well. He'll be the leader of apostle Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, all of these. I'll let this play out for just a moment. Again, I'm sorry there's no sound on it. They love their pomp and circumstance, don't they? So in 2008, William was appointed Knight of the Garter. He was the 1,000th member. Now, back in 2002, Prince of Wales, this was actually Charles, was given this bronze statue. And it was defender of the faith and savior of the world. Okay, this doesn't really matter, his age at all, because, it was just that he was coming up on his 33rd birthday. And again, this could all be just a huge coincidence. But at this point, I mean, like I said, back in 2014, I didn't really have anything to support, everything here. I mean, I did, but a lot of it was wait to see. We just needed to wait and see. We didn't even know if William was going to take the throne anytime soon. Because of the fact that they lived so long. I mean, look at how long Queen Elizabeth was in power. So we would actually think that Charles would follow in his mom's footsteps. And it's surprising to see that what we said was coming true, that he would be just a placeholder. Here's actually the images from the Shroud of Turin, and you can see if we overlay Prince William, All right. So that's the end of that video. Let's talk about a couple of other things while this finishes playing out. Again, William's name is William Arthur. Will I am Arthur. And Diana always said that he would bring forth Camelot. So when he does become king, Camelot will be restored. That was what she said. I even said watch the Middle East back in 2014, didn't I? Interesting. All right, let's take a look at what I found out after the fact. I'll let this finish playing out real quick, because I think it's important what I put at the end here. All right, we're no longer exposing satanic world government on Facebook. We are ESWG 2.0 over there. Okay, so what I found out after the fact is very interesting because it talks about the Merovingian dynasty. If we go down here and the paragraph, the Nephilim, it says the term Merovingian is said to be derived from the Merovingi, who was the king of the Franks from 447 to 458 AD. Despite recent claims that the Merovingian Franks were sired by Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene and are therefore divine, the legend of King Merovingi conceals the true origins of the Merovingian race in remote antiquity. According to the legend, as explained in the bloodline of the Holy Grail, Merovingi had two fathers, King Clodion and a strange beast from the sea. And we're told that the beast rises from the sea. So if the Merovingian bloodline is the bloodline that rises from the sea, then this actually puts it that it would be this man right here. Yeah. What else did I write underneath here? Let's go back to here. Let's see what I wrote underneath. No. Stop. I won't. All right. So this is what I wrote. I forgot to include that William is the exact height of the Shroud of Turin. Also, I left out two important pieces of information. First, right after Charles and Diana, okay, here it is. Right after Charles and Diana were married, they went to the Vatican. Diana was under strict orders not to discuss the reason for the trip. Trying to do the math to determine her date of conception is impossible because William was born by C-section, yet there was no medical reason for it. But taking into consideration the time frame, they were there along with William's stats in the time of birth, length, and weight. We can safely reason that during this trip, Diana was inseminated. Second important fact is that during the time Diana was pregnant with William, she attempted suicide twice. The last time was throwing herself down the stairs at the palace. Also, someone mentioned about the AC coming out of Turkey. Essentially, this is correct. And when you have all the pieces of the puzzle, you can see again, William fits this as well. Turkey is part of the Ottoman Empire, and by the 11th century, we're an Islamic country. Prince William is Muslim, and as is rest of the royal family. And you can research that for yourself. Charles's ties to the Muslim religion. So when speaking of the Antichrist coming from there, I don't think that we're referring to the land, but the essence. And by the way, William is proud of his Muslim religion, and though not publicized for obvious reasons, he has his facility named after him, that he funded the entire place. Personally, I think it's a warning from the future AC to America that he's coming for us. Prince William Islamic Center is located in Manassas, Virginia. And then I just went into the other, what I just talked about, the Merovingian bloodline. So, that's what I got for you guys. You know, I do believe that we will see a change in leadership in the UK this year. Again, we're in the year of the dragon. And again, I'm going to put this up on here. Right here. You can see by Charles's coat of arms, the red dragon. Charles is the red dragon. William is the beast. People do worship the dragon. They do worship Charles. They love their kings and queens. And he's going to give power to the beast. All right, so I got, oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Something just came through my phone. What does it say? Prince William's emotional message, or Prince William's emotional, Prince Harry's message goes viral. Let's take a look at this real quick. What does it say? And I lost it. Alrighty then. Hold on. Where's my news? News. Hopefully this is it. No. I'll try to find it and I'll post it in our community page, I guess. So, all right. All eyes on what's going on over there. Well, not all eyes, because we don't want to be watching over here when stuff is happening over there. But head on a swivel. How about that? Let's just say that. Head on a swivel. Keep an eye out. All right. You guys all have a blessed day. And until next time, remember, eyes open, no fear.